today's video, I'm going to be doing a live sales call with a lead in my concrete business. We use these phone calls to not only build more rapport with our customers, but we also try to save time from going out to every single estimate just in case they're not yet ready for a quote. The goal is that we save time with these phone calls and in turn, we make more sales with the amount of time that we have. This was actually a call that was recorded for my private mentorship group. If you want to learn more about that, make sure you click the link in the description. That is all about how to increase sales, marketing, knowing your numbers better, or just having a community of like-minded individuals. So if that interests you, make sure you click the link down below after this video. But without further ado, let's get right into the sales call. All right, what's up everybody? This is Tyler here. And I've been getting a lot of requests lately to do a recording of a sales call that I have, basically like how we conduct virtual conversations. So I know in your guys' trainings, you already have things like this, which is our script and all that, but I figured some live sales calls would be beneficial. So I'm just going to walk you guys through my process real fast. Then I actually have a sales call starting in 3 minutes, hopefully, if the customer answers. So this is how it happens. A little bit of background. We get a lead, their lead comes in. They automatically get followed up with us, telling them to book an appointment. They book an appointment. So that was originally scheduled for yesterday. He actually canceled and moved it today. All this happens on autopilot. It even tells him to send pictures to us on autopilot. So this is done through the software. He sent me this picture here and this little picture. So I'm guessing it's going to be this little walkway plus this parking area, but we will find out when we call him. So I know he's the homeowner. I know that he wants 200 to 500 square foot of concrete, new concrete pour, and for it to be done as soon as possible. Some other things that I do other than having pictures and everything to prepare is I typically bring up the address on Google Earth. And the reason is, depending on what he tells me, I can get some rough ideas of this parking area. And then let's just say if we also wanted to add like this little sidewalk, like we can see in the picture here. So roughly 600 square foot of area, give or take. This will kind of help me when I'm going through the rough pricing with him here on the call in a little bit. So I have this pulled open. And then the only other thing is I have my software pulled open with the notes tab. If you're working in the field, this isn't a big deal. Just take some notes on pen and paper and get back to them when you're in the office or in the mobile app of this software. You can do this as well. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys here. I know it's 1 minute early, but since I finished telling you guys what's going on, we may as well give him a call. Let's see here. Hey, good afternoon. Is this Tom?
It is.
Hey, how's it going, Tom? This is Tyler here with Caesars Concrete.
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Is this still a good time here to chat about your concrete project?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. I know we had to reschedule and I asked for a little bit earlier, so I appreciate your flexibility here. Before we get started, Tom, is it okay if I just briefly like just go over like the structure of our estimate process and kind of like what to expect for this phone call and all that good stuff?
Sure.
All right, cool. So this first initial phone call, I basically like to call it like a get to know each other session. It's a chance for me to get to know you, your project, what you're looking for, you know, your timeline, all that good stuff. So I have like just a couple questions I'm going to be asking you just to try to get a deep understanding of your project and make sure I understand it fully. And then from there, if it sounds like something we could help with, I will dive in a little bit on my end as far as just talking a little bit about like what we can do, our solution, maybe even some rough pricing. And then if it sounds like we're a good fit to you, then we'll schedule an in-person to try to like narrow down on everything and then get the project hopefully scheduled from there. So does that sound okay?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Sounds good. Well, I got your pictures. Thanks so much for sending those over. Talk to me a little bit about the project. What do you have going on?
Well, I was just kind of looking to do a pad for the camper, as you see. And probably extend, I don't know if you can see the picture, the sidewalk out of the back garage door.
Okay, gotcha. So pad for the camper, extend the sidewalk. Would the sidewalk just go to that camper pad, or where did you want that sidewalk to go?
I'd probably go all the way, I want it to go all the way down to the gate. There's a gate.
Oh, okay. I see that. Yeah, so is the gate by where your camper pad would be? That's where you want the sidewalk to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I could see that a little bit here in the picture. So you want to pad for the camper, extend the sidewalk down to the gate.
I know there's kind of a wall there currently, but either keep a wall or like make it rounded, or I don't know. It's a lot of concrete.
Yeah, it's a good bit, but not anything super crazy though. So, what has you calling us for a pad for the RV? Is it like starting to sink a little bit there? What's been like the big problem with that?
Just like the cleanliness. I just would rather have it on concrete.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so just cleaner, easier.
Yeah, I got dogs that they just go running around in there, just messes up the rock.
Okay. So the rock's a bit of a mess anyways, and especially since you park your camper there, it makes a little bit more sense to just concrete it then.
Yeah.
I gotcha. That makes sense. Man, with a camper too, I know we're almost at spring. You got any fun trips coming up, speaking of which?
Yeah, I'm not until a little bit after Memorial. I don't like to really camp before that, because, you know how Colorado weather is.
Yep. No, I totally hear you there. No, that's fun. I'm happy that it's almost outdoor season though, so I'm sure you're ready for that too. So,
oh yeah,
cool. So that kind of makes me wonder too, Tom. What is your timeline for this project? Does it need to be done by any certain time or anything like that?
no, I don't really have one. It's kind of more on price and when funds will be available.
Okay, so the timeline isn't really based on like when you need a pad. It's just based on how much it costs and if you need to save up for it or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So, and then in regards to the timeline, so then I guess I would assume, but I want to kind of just ask, does that mean like right now are you more in kind of like the info gathering stage where you're just trying to find out some like rough pricing and about the project and stuff like that, and then depending on if it works, then you'll schedule it?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem on that whatsoever. Have you ever done a project like this before?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. First time concrete project. Well, that's exciting, I guess. Are you the type, Tom? So we normally get a couple different types of people that reach out to us. Some people just want the concrete to look nice and, not get all busted up, and they don't really care how we do it. Other people really, really love, hearing about the project. They want to know like how it's all built, just so you can feel comfortable with how we do things. What bucket would you say that you fall into with that?
I don't really care I've done. I used to do precast, so I know how concrete is all taken care of.
Oh, okay. So you already have like still like a general understanding of concrete and all that. Okay.
Yep.
No, that makes sense. I always like to ask because sometimes people like to know a lot, but I also don't want to talk your ear off about our whole process. If you're like, dude, I don't need to know about that. So
yeah.
I like to just make sure. Cool. Is there anything else in particular? Are you looking for just like your basic kind of concrete pad? Or are you looking for any type of decoration or anything like that?
No, just a simple broom finish pad is all.
Okay. So it won't serve as like dual purpose as like a patio or anything like that. It's basically just going to be a parking area.
Yep.
Cool. Broom finish pad, normal gray. That sounds good. First time doing that. As far as like the type of company, since it's your first project, I guess, is there anything in particular that kind of like drew you to us, or you just happen to see an ad of ours and reach out, or what kind of like made you reach out to us in particular?
Yeah, just the ad on, I think it was Facebook.
Ad on Facebook. Okay. So it was just kind of like one of those things, like right time, right place, but it wasn't like, oh, I saw you guys can do this, or, talk about this on your website, or, okay, cool. Always like to just kind of make sure with that. So, cool. Well, as far as like the project itself, it sounds like this is relatively straightforward then. You haven't gotten measurements or anything by chance, have you?
I think, last year I got a rough quote from someone. I think he quoted out about 275 square feet, I think. 4-inch. I think that was 4-inch thick.
Okay, I gotcha. So it's 275 square feet. That seems kind of small based on your pictures, to be honest.
Well, I think he was just doing the pad, not counting the sidewalk.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because when I have it up on Google Earth here, and I'm coming up with closer to like 400 or 500 square feet. Does that sound right with the sidewalk?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. It doesn't have to be like 100% perfect. I was just kind of curious. Just so I could try to give, the most accurate information as possible. And then, Other factors as far as like other than price, are you really looking for a contractor who does, I heard you say 4-inch. Are you sold on 4-inch, or that's just what you got bid before? Like, is that specifically what you want, or that's just what they happen to quote
That's
you?
just what they come up with, yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. Would you be opposed to doing 5-inch concrete just because you're going to have a RV on there?
No, I mean, it just whatever you guys would recommend. I don't.
Okay. So it's basically just, yeah, I would recommend to do 5-inch, to be honest, just because, not that your camper is huge, but anytime you have like a bigger than normal vehicle on it, 5-inch goes a long way. And then having like a good proper base and all that stuff. So cool. Well, I guess other than that, so I mean, we basically just have a pretty basic 5-inch slab, the sidewalk that goes to the pad and then past the pad and then goes to the gate right there. And then a nice spot for your camper. And other than that, sounds like that's about it. Am I missing anything, would you say?
Nope, that sounds about it.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, sounds pretty straightforward. Well, at this stage here, what I can do for you, Tom, if it's okay with you, is I can just do a quick calculation and I will come up with like a rough price over the phone here based on like, let's just call it roughly 450 square feet. And then I take it, I just want to make sure, I always like to ask, would we be doing all the prep work too? Like coming in, taking out all the rock, laying the base, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Cool. So we'd be coming in, doing that. Let's see here. Alrighty. Cool. So for a project this size, we're probably in the neighborhood of about like 7,000, 7,500-ish.
Okay. Not as bad as I was expecting.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. I always like to hear that, but obviously we would have to get official measurements to get the exact price, but I couldn't see it unless we like vastly underestimated the square footage together. I can't see it being that much different than what we're talking about here on the phone. So, but yeah, if that's about what you were expecting, I mean, where does that kind of leave you in your process? Is this something, you know, that you're ready for to move to the next step and like have the in-person estimate and try to get this project moving, or are you like, oh, well, that's good, but I still need some time?
That's good. I still need some time because I got a bunch of other projects I got going on too.
Oh, do you?
So it's kind of one of those things because I got to do the fence and I just got done doing floors and windows in the house. So it's probably just in the, and then of course I got to talk to the wife.
Yeah.
The money manager, you know.
Yeah. What does your wife think about this? I mean, does she even want the pad, or is this more your project?
We both kind of want it. I mean, I'm sure I probably want it more than she does.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Definitely understand that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so you guys are doing a whole bunch of projects. And what's your next one? You said the next one's the fence?
Yeah, I got to do the fence, and I'll probably do that this summer.
Okay.
So, kind of, I don't know, good information to have. Probably, if it was to happen this year, probably be later in the summer.
Okay. Yeah, no, that would be fine. What I would say, if you want it to happen towards the end of the year, just make sure you give us a little bit of a heads up. We're not super booked out right now, but once we hit midsummer, sometimes it gets a little crazy just because, you know,
right.
it's our busy season. The weather's nice. Everyone's thinking about it. So if that's something that you're thinking about doing for later this year, definitely let me know. Is it one of those things? Do you want me to follow up with you at a certain time or anything like that?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to, I mean, I obviously will never forget about the project at any time, but
cool.
You know, time frame wise.
So with your wife, I know talking to her about it and everything, I know you said that the price probably wasn't as bad as what you were thinking. I mean, but I also know you said that you probably want it more. I mean, do you think your wife would also be kind of happy with that, or do you think she'll hear that and be like, oh man, no way, Tom, you're out of your mind?
She'll probably say that.
Will she? Okay.
But, you know, that's usually what she says about most of my projects, but they end up getting done anyway.
Yeah, there you go. So, well, there you go. This could be one of those things, you know, you got you got some summer, maybe after some good dates or something like that, keep it in the back of your mind, and then who knows, it might end up happening. So, well, it sounds like it will happen. It's just a matter of when. Yeah, it's a matter of when. I gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, this didn't really take up the full 30 minutes, so I have time to answer any questions if you want about the project or anything like that. But this is just straightforward and all that, so we just kind of went through this pretty quick. Do you have any other questions or anything that I could kind of help you out with right now?
No, as of right now, I don't. It's pretty straightforward project. I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's nothing crazy to it. Just want to make sure you get the proper, install done, just so, if you do it, it doesn't start cracking up on you or anything like that. But other than that, nothing too crazy. So, well, cool. I took down some notes. That way, when you call us later this year, I got our conversation booked in here and all recorded, and I'll follow up with you later this year too, just to kind of see how you're doing, see if you're thinking about it. But either way, no worries. This is my direct cell phone, so if you think of any questions, or if your wife has any questions or anything after you talk to her, just feel free to let me know and we can kind of take it from there.
Sounds good.
Cool. Sounds good, Tom. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool. So that was this sales call. This one was a little bit shorter than normal. One, it was a pretty straightforward project, and two, because he's not super serious right now, he isn't that emotionally invested, which is honestly fine. Just keep in mind the reason why we do these sales calls is because, you heard him yourself. He said that right now he's not really even ready to do the project, which is funny, right? Because in his quote request here, he put as soon as possible. But then when I actually asked him, he's like, oh no, this isn't anything like urgent. I basically am just trying to find out how much stuff costs so, I could plan. So it's just one of those things, we saved the trip from driving all the way out to his house and from spending a ton of time doing a quote when in reality, like, who knows if this guy will ever transpire. But because we saved a lot of time on him and we built a little bit of rapport with him, he laughed a couple times and stuff like that. All I have to do now is set a task, select me, and I'm going to put a due date. Let's see here. I'm going to add follow up with Tom. I'm going to assign it to me, and I'm going to put the due date here. Well, let's just call it like mid-June. And all I'm probably going to do is when this happens, I'm probably just going to reach out and be like, hey, Tom, it's Tyler with Caesars Concrete. I know I told you that I'd follow up with you in the middle of summer, see how you're doing. Just wanted to see if you're thinking about doing the concrete project towards the end of this year. And you'd be shocked how many times people are like, oh, yeah, I'm so happy that you called me or so happy you texted me. Like, let's try to get it done. And there you go. We potentially made a sale. I only spent about 15 minutes on the phone with him. Either way, I got him the info that he requested, built a little bit of rapport, and on to the next one. So that's how it goes. So I hope this sales call was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you guys want more of this in the future.